Headlines on Global Business. Strengthening bonds. Maldivian President Muhammad Moyes has just arrived in Beijing. This marks his first day visit to a foreign country since taking office in November. Driving forward, China's Commerce Minister says the country will actively pursue steps to energize foreign trade as it advances Chinese-style modernization. Tech Bonanza. Innovators set to showcase cutting-edge technologies at the world's largest consumer electronics show in Las Vegas. Welcome to this edition of Global Business. I'm Zheng Jufeng in Beijing. Maldivian President Muhammad Moyes has just arrived in Beijing. This marks his first day visit to a foreign country since taking office in November. Moyes is also the first foreign head of state to visit China in 2024. Earlier, he made a port of call on Monday in the southeast China coastal city of Xiamen. Sun Tianyuan has more.
Maldivian President Mohamed Muiz is on a state visit to China from Monday to Friday. This marks his first state visit to a foreign country since taking office in November. According to China's foreign ministry, President Xi Jinping will hold talks with his Maldivian counterpart in Beijing. The two heads of state are expected to sign a series of cooperative agreements. Chinese Premier Li Qiang will also meet with the visiting president. Muiz is the first foreign head of state to visit China in 2024. The ministry highlights that the relations between China and the Maldives are at a new historical starting point, but believing that heads of states will provide strategic guidance to elevate bilateral relations. In 2014, President Xi paid a historic state visit to the Maldives. The two sides agreed to build a future-oriented, all-around friendly and cooperative partnership. Beijing says the two countries have deepened ties and achieved fruitful outcomes and practical cooperation across various past decades. Official data shows that in the first 11 months of 2023, the trade volume between China and the Maldives reached $685 million. Besides trade, China was the largest source of foreign tourists to the Maldives for 10 years before the COVID-19 pandemic. And also, Chinese investment and constructions in the Maldives have enhanced the island nation's connectivity and development. For instance, the China-Maldives Friendship Bridge, built by China, is the Maldives' first cross-sea bridge. President Muiz has called this landmark project of the Belt and Road Initiative as the most iconic and transformational project in his country. China has praised the 5-decade-long friendship with the Maldives, saying the two sides have set a fine example of equality and mutual benefit between countries of different sizes. Sun Tianyuan, CGTN, Beijing.
A Chinese expert says President Muiz's visit is expected to open a new chapter in bilateral cooperation, and tourism from China to the Maldives is expected to regain its vitality. Huang Yue has more.
Maldivian President Muhammad Moyes has chosen the southeastern coastal city of Xiamen as his first stop in China. He visited the Xiamen Free Trade Zone after his arrival. A Chinese expert says the president's visit will further facilitate the cooperation under the framework of the Belt and Road Initiative.
Some cooperative deals have been suspended or blocked in the Maldives, such as tourism infrastructure and the China-Maldives Free Trade Agreement, which was signed in 2017 but still hasn't taken effect. President Moyes has an active attitude towards the Belt and Road Initiative, so I believe many projects will be activated.
The expert says past bilateral cooperation projects have provided a huge boost to the development of the Maldives.
Take the China-Maldives Friendship Bridge, for example. The bridge is of great significance to the Maldives, improving local people's livelihood and visitors' experience. In addition, tourism is the pillar industry in the Maldives, and China has also been participating in building many high-end tourist service projects in the country.
Before the COVID hit, China was the largest source of tourists to the Maldives for 10 consecutive years. Data shows that nearly 300,000 Chinese tourists visited the Maldives in 2019, accounting for about 17% of the total tourist arrivals that year.
恢复到这个高峰时期呢，是完全可以预期的。
It is predictable that Chinese tourists to the Maldives will bounce back to the pre-pandemic era. The mutual visa exemption policy took effect last February, which makes it more convenient for Chinese travelers.
President Moi's state visit to China will last until Friday. Analysts say during his visit, the two sides are expected to sign several agreements covering economic cooperation, people-to-people exchanges, and climate change. Huang Yue, CGTN, Beijing.
The free trade agreement with China was the first of its kind for the Maldives, a South Asian country of 500,000 people. Almost 96% of goods traded between the two countries now enjoy zero tariff treatment. In 2022, the annual trade volume between China and the Maldives rose 10% from a year earlier to $451 million. China's capital and infrastructure expertise have also played a role in the development of the Maldives. The China-Maldives Friendship Bridge, a project worth $200 million, opened in 2018. It allows people to walk from the Maldives capital Malé to the fast-growing artificial island of Horo Malé. In 2022, Chinese companies sealed deals worth of over $570 million with their Maldivian counterparts. And China stands out as one of the primary sources of foreign tourists visiting the Maldives, accounting for 1 in every 10 travelers to the island nation. Moving on to some other business headlines from China that we're tracking at this hour. China has issued a notice outlining measures to support Fujian province's exploration of integrated development across the Taiwan Straits in the economic and trade sectors. These measures include establishing Fujian province as a demonstration zone, endorsing high-quality trade development with Taiwan, deepening the integration of advantageous technologies assisting enterprises in integrating into China's domestic circle, and promoting accelerated integration in key regions. China's passenger vehicle sales reached approximately 21.7 million units in 2023, reflecting a year-on-year growth of 5.6%. This figure includes 7.7 million units in retail sales of new energy vehicles, indicating a 36% increase from the previous year. And data reveals that in the first 11 months of 2023, there were 15 million newly registered business entities engaging in tax-related matters, representing a year-on-year growth of 25.4%. This surge in business entity activity has injected new vitality into the economic development of the country's major economic circles. China has announced plans to actively stimulate new momentum in foreign trade as part of the country's advancement towards Chinese-style modernization. Disclosing this on Tuesday, Commerce Minister Wang Wentao said the initiative includes expanding trade in intermediate goods, services, digital commerce, and cross-border e-commerce. China maintains its status as the world's largest goods trader, with exports and imports remaining flat in the first 11 months of 2023 compared to 2022 levels. In contrast, global trade is projected to decline by 5% for the entire year of 2023. Now, to Harbin, the city has become the star of Chinese tourism this winter season. Social media videos are going viral with a healthy dose of humor, praising and highlighting the northeastern city's impressive hospitality. Chen Mengfei takes us behind the scenes into the secret of Harbin's success.
On Harbin's famous Central Street, a newly laid carpet has become an internet sensation. Wow. Videos circulate online addressing the newfound safety measures.
This tunnel was built in 2007. In the past 16 years, it never covered with carpet.
Because you've lived in Harbin for how long?
I've been living in Harbin for more than 20 years, and I can tell you.
And you can tell.
It's really fresh for our local residents.
A local commentator jokingly complains, "What about all those times I fell?"
Locals like to joke about how much we spoil these tourists from the south. We heard from our street patrollers that many southern tourists tripped on the steps. So we had workers taking over 40 hours day and night non-stop and laid nearly 1,000 square meters of slip-proof carpet.
The response from Harbin's authorities is prime advertisement, spread through social media posts by netizens. A provincial tourism leader says Harbin's deliberate efforts in monitoring and reacting to online comments has played a role in the city's popularity. New initiatives on Central Street this year include putting up thousands more lamps and encouraging businesses to shelter freezing customers for free.
This winter season, Harbin became a sensation. I think at the end of the day, it's because we did our homework and worked very hard for it. It didn't come easily.
Another video about Harbin that went viral features a tall, handsome man serving tourists hot water at Ice and Snow World, one of the city's biggest attractions.
That guy was actually one of our volunteers.
Did you guys plan it thinking it could go viral?
It was never our consideration whether it would go viral or not. It was about our park having a high volume of visitors this year, and we needed more service people, which is why we recruited volunteers.
For 25 years, Ice and Snow World has showcased an impressive display of sculptures for domestic and overseas tourists.
We've been doing this for many years. I think the fact it's become so popular this year is the result of cultivating and developing our ice and snow culture for more than 60 years.
For other cities working hard to attract visitors and win fame, Harbin's story offers a bright ray of hope. Chen Mengfei, CGTN, Heilongjiang Province.
You're watching Global Business. Still to come on program. Innovators set to showcase cutting-edge technology at the world's largest consumer electronics show in Las Vegas.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business. Only on CGTN.
This year's Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, is putting artificial intelligence in the spotlight. Over 3,500 exhibitors and an estimated 130,000 visitors, this annual event is a hotbed for the latest technological innovations. Both major corporations and small enterprises held press previews on Monday, with AI taking center stage as they unveiled products more promising to enhance daily life. Notable industry players such as LG, Samsung, and other leading TV manufacturers showcased AI-driven enhancements aimed at significantly improving image quality and assisting viewers in discovering personalized entertainment. Additionally, Volkswagen introduced what it claims to be the first vehicle integrated with a chatbot powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT technology. And it said that AI will dominate the product presentations at CES this year, with a strong emphasis on AI-infused advancements in health, automotive technology, beauty, entertainment, and sustainability. Now, ahead of the upcoming event, our correspondent Mark New provides an exclusive glimpse into the innovative products that are set to be unveiled at CES.
At CES Unveiled, tech companies provide a glimpse of new products vying to shake up the market. The showcase floor is filled with everything from holographic portals to electric motorcycles that can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds.
If you change lanes, it will automatically show you the video feed from the cameras, because this new model comes with 6 cameras that provide 360-degree view in a motorcycle for the first time.
With great power
comes great responsibility, and that's why we wanted to make our motorcycles the safest in the industry.
Electric power is also being used by completely different product categories for safety and efficiency. The current dual-zone electric grill can be controlled with a smartphone.
It will tell me exactly what temperature to set the grill at. I can put the food on. It will remind me when to flip it. It will remind me when it's done, so that I don't burn anything. I get those perfect foolproof results. So it's 0 emissions, and it's also 6 times more cost efficient than propane grilling.
What we're seeing is a lot of companies are starting to design products in a way that are sustainable, that help the earth, help the environment, and then lastly, accessibility. So what we're starting to see is a lot of companies are designing products with more that are more aimed at an audience that might require accessible type features.
This device uses pulleys, motors, and AI to help people with muscle weakness walk using 10% less energy.
So you could walk for miles and miles without getting tired?
Sure. But we made this device not for me, but for elderly people.
The company Herodox has other products that claim to help people run faster. Guyuk says they've tested athletes that have run 200 meters up to 3.4 seconds faster using their device.
If someone exceeds their limitation at once, they can do better. They can run better without that device. Yeah, that's kind of muscle memory effect. That kind of testing is already proved in the sports training.
And these days, artificial intelligence and virtual reality are combining together to make you better at whatever activity you're not that good at. Like golf putter. Let's see what it can do for me. That was not very good. All right, I think we gotta do that again. Not bad. All right, good.
All the things captured about the ball information, speed, velocity, angle. From here, then when you are playing golf, I can see all your posture. So once you are swing, have a different direction, so I can use such information to teach you how to adjust it.
Technology working in all different ways to increase human capability and human potential. Mark New, CGTN, Las Vegas.
Well, I need that golf swing machine. Now, the growing prominence of artificial intelligence has raised concerns about its potential negative impacts. In response to this, Gary Shapiro, the president and CEO of Consumer Technology Association, has emphasized the need for increased government regulation within the artificial intelligence industry to address these issues.
AI is like the internet itself. It's a huge ingredient that will propel so much innovation. Well, AI is like any tool since the invention of fire or the wheel or the airplane or the internet itself. It's something which the government plays a very big role in making sure that there are certain safety barriers, guardrails that are put up. We want those guardrails put up so industry knows what products they can make and what they can't. But certainly in terms of the world's falling apart, we have to stop for 6 months. The good guys should stop for 6 months while the bad guys go forward. That was not a great idea. We need a national privacy law so that small companies could get into business without following 50 states. We need all sorts of different things, and we need those guardrails. But in terms of safety, we did some research about U.S. consumers, and we found that fewer than 5% are concerned about the safety and horrible aspects of AI. In reality, they're seeing a lot of good benefits come from it. And that's why, just like fire or the car or anything, AI is a tool, and it can be used for doing tremendous good or it can be used for doing harm. And we want to focus on the good, but the AI will also help us fight the bad guys that are trying to use AI to do harm.
For more discussion on this year's CES, let's bring Liu Zhiqing, a senior fellow at Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University of China. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Liu. What are the latest advancements in new technologies being showcased at CES this year and how they're impacting various industries?
I think that this year's CES is very important, very unique in the history, because I should say this event in this year is more revolutionary and more provocative. Why I say that they have some technology provocative, just as mentioned in the report, that now the AI is the center of this year's event as before, but this year's is something that more revolutionary, that upgraded to a very special, unique stage, and also very provocative. The provocative to the human ultimate capabilities. For instance, I just reported that the training equipment and the technology just to have a challenge to the people's ultimate capability, whether the human being or the sportler or the traveler can do something that before they could not do it, but now with the AI they can realize it. So this is really very provocative. But we see that it's a good thing when people that use these technologies for the human beings' improvement. But if something that with the evil or with the sick ideas, that could be very dangerous or damage to the stability of the society. So for this year, that I think the impact on the market, on the human activities is quite important to see. They have some positive, but we must be careful that they have some also negative impact. It could be possible. So for all these participants, they come to see that we should pay great attention that what their real purposes are, their real idea that to have the AI technology. Because this year we have could to have a new AI PC and also MR that mixed reality. So these two things will be very important for this event.
CES is widely regarded as a barometer for business technology and innovation, and over 3,000 companies will participate. How will their involvement contribute to their business growth and development?
Actually, the first line I say that the participants and all other visitors can have been inspired. The inspiration is quite important. All the participants can see that what the new technologies, what the trend that could inspire them to have a new idea. This is the way that to promote this innovation trend, because the innovation is a trend, is a net that people can from one point to another point. Why? Because there's inspiration inside. So the people always try to participate in this such event in order to get more inspiration, but also they have to feel by themselves how the market will react in the future, because this event is always as a ring bell that to tell the whole scientific field and entrepreneurs what to do, what to be done for this year in order to get more market power. So in this way, that this event will give more opportunities for all participants and the visitors to see new ideas and even to encourage them to have more innovation in the technology, especially in the smart technology, smart automobile or smart treatment for medical care, and all things that whatever if you can think it, that you can get it from the event. So this is a very important aspiration or important expectation of the future.
Mr. Liu, how does CES play a role in facilitating export of Chinese electronics to the U.S.?
I should say that for Chinese participants, they should take to this as for a good chance to learn, to get more knowledge in the market, try to get more contacts with all this advanced provocator that the producer of the new technology, in order to get a feeling and also a footstep in this high technologies field, because Chinese companies have tried very hard to get into this event. For instance, one famous Chinese company has already innovated a very advanced the open earphone that is very, very advanced here, and also warmly welcomed by the market with the high technology. So for all this field that Chinese companies can really first learn a lot and can do a lot in the future.
Thank you for your insight, Mr. Liu Zhiqing, Senior Fellow at Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University. Now moving on to some other corporate news that we're checking at this hour. Share prices of chipmaker Nvidia soared to all-time high on Monday following the announcement of new desktop graphics processors that leverage artificial intelligence technology. The Computer Communications Industry Association in the U.S. has cautioned that government oversight of digital wallet services and payment apps could hinder technological innovation and limit market access for certain companies. The proposal put forth by the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is expected to impact 17 companies that collectively handle 13 billion payments annually. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board has stated that they are unable to determine at this time whether the cabin panel of the Boeing 737 MAX 9 that detached in mid-air last week was properly secured. The announcement follows the discovery of loose parts on multiple grounded 737 MAX 9 planes by other operators, prompting industry experts to raise concerns about the aircraft's safety. Turning to Germany, the country's industrial production experienced a decline in November, signaling a 6-month period of consecutive contraction. According to the Federal Statistics Office, German industrial output decreased by 0.7% month-on-month in November. This follows a revised October figure, which showed a 0.3% decline, down from the previous reported 0.4% drop. Thousands of German farmers are protesting against the government plans to scrap subsidies on their industry, including benefits that allow agricultural diesel to be bought at a cheaper price. It's all part of the fallout from the budget crisis that rocked Germany at its end of 2023. Peter Oliver reports from Berlin.
Germany's farmers have kicked off a week of nationwide protests by bringing the centre of Berlin to a standstill. Convoys of tractors and trucks lined many of the main roads, causing major traffic disruption during rush hour. The farmers are angry over government plans to phase out agricultural subsidies as it attempts to fix a hole in its finances.
The farmers have to ensure that food is there for the population, but in the end it's made so difficult for them. Now with the cuts and the like, that they're basically scraping by at the subsistence level and are basically no longer able to make it economically viable. And at some point, the money runs out.
Chancellor Scholz's coalition was dealt a blow last year as its budget plans were thrown into disarray by the country's highest court. The three-party coalition of the Social Democrats, the Greens and the Free Democrats were forced into months-long negotiations to try and find cuts that could plug an $18 billion hole that remains in the country's finances. The latest draft budget for 2024 sees tax breaks for agriculture being scrapped and plans for a diesel subsidy for farmers phased out over several years. A previous protest by farmers saw the government U-turn on plans to get rid of subsidies immediately. Farmers' unions have called on protesters not to target politicians' homes. Other cities across Germany are also being affected by Monday's strike action. Tens of thousands of people gathered in Munich's city centre, and in Bremen in the northwest of Germany, a VW car factory had to halt production because workers' access to the factory was blocked.
Here in Berlin, we are expecting more protests by farmers on the horizon. There's also a 3-day rail strike starting on Wednesday to bring more transport chaos to the country. Peter Oliver, CGTN, Berlin.
With that, we'll wrap up this edition of Global Business. I'm Judy Feng in Beijing. Thanks for watching. CGTN continues with more news and views. Stay with us.